Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I have a card that I'm going to make using a technique that I saw in a magazine. I thought it would be fun to do, especially when you have sort of larger, lacier die cuts like this. So what I did was, let me show you what I've got here. I have a card base in white, Whisper White, and this is 10.5 by 5 1/4, and I scored that. So I'm going to make a 5 1/4 by 5 1/4 square card. Let me do. Okay, so that's our card base, just waiting for the top. Then I took a piece of Whisper White and I cut that to 5 by 5. Then I have a piece of this pink card that I cut out with some dies. So let me show you those myself together here. So this was in here. So basically I layered, if you're interested in getting these are Elizabeth Craft dies, the stitched and dotted circles and the stitched, so they're just called stitched circles, but they alternate with a stitch and a dot and a stitch and a dot, and the squares. So I took from the outside 1, 2, 3, no, 4. So from the outside 1, 2, 3, 4 is this guy, and then for the squares I have the second from the outside. So it kind of makes on your die cutting plate. Right, so you have this middle that you can use. It's a nice stitched dotted middle you can use on another project. So I'm going to put that aside because we don't need that. Out of the same color, I just took a die from my stash that I thought would look nice in this technique, so you can pick whatever. I used this sort of leafy branchy one and I cut out 2 of those. And I can see that I did not poke out all my little. What we're going to do is make sort of a Shadowbox, loosely translated. I also have this piece that I cut my thingies on here, and I'm going to use this as a bit of a stencil there on the piece. So let's do that first, and then we'll go, well, let's glue first. So I've got my piece here, so decide which one is going to be your front, and then flip that over. And then decide where you want them. So I'm going to put everything upside down, if that makes sense. I know it's all the same color. And then I'm going to leave room for a sentiment there. You could also make a shaker card out of this technique, would be fun. And you're going to need some glue. So kind of figure out where you want things, where they're going to land. And just experiment with it. And then we're going to pop this on foam and clean that off. I love this glass mat. So you can kind of see, turn it around and check and see where you're at in terms of, it's going to be pretty. This will dry clear, so I'm not worried about that. And then I have my other one here. I'll overlap this tip just because I don't want it flopping necessarily. Not that you couldn't do that, and then see where it lands and then glue under there. So you could put a piece of acetate down. If you're going to do a shaker card, put the acetate down first before you do this step, and then you'll be able to put your shaker bits. But I'm not making a shaker card today. I am going to not do that. I'm going to be a little bit messy because I'm putting foam tape under this or over this, so not worried about neatness there. Okay, so this is the aperture. Isn't that pretty? It's going to be pretty. Let's do the top. I'm seeing now. Flip it to the good side that's going to be showing and give it a trim. And I think that's all I had to trim. And then we'll put that on in a second. So I'm going to bring my white piece back over, and I'm going to, just to give you a little hint of what's to come, this is going to be that. And I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of light shading here with the, just some light ink. I'm going to use some light gray, but you could use whatever. Just kind of just want to barely And this may be where you want to use your stamping platform. What you want to do is align this up how you would have it, and then I'm going to put my stamp down with that on there. So I'm just going to grab this Detail with Love. I thought this happy birthday would go well in there. I haven't even used these yet. Happy birthday. And then I'm going to put that right there. And that way I know exactly where I want, oop, but I'm going to switch this because it's a rubber stamp. And the side, I want the side up that says rubber. Okay, and then I'm going to go down and pick that up and put my ink on there. And then boom. Like that. So now I can go ahead and put my, take all my little things off here. So what's great about this technique is we don't always have background. You know, you can get dies that are sort of background dies, and this can be kind of pricey. And this way you can design your own. You can make this a square, you can make this several circles, or all sorts of things you can do with this. So I'm going to go ahead put that like that, and the little bit of shadowing that we have going on there. Get my card base, and I'm going to put that again up on foam. Alright, so I've got my card base. It's going to open like this, or you could have it open like that. Actually, I'm feeling like I want it to open upwards. So everything's like a 1/4 inch smaller. Unfortunately, I think I put that on slightly crookedly because my head's not over it with the camera, but anyway, it's not too far off. And then it has this nice dimension and texture to that. So you can see it's up on foam there, and then you have these, which are fun, and then you have your shadowing like that. I don't know if that's picking up. And then you could definitely come out here with it as well. Okay, you get the idea. You can further decorate that. And then it's a fun card that you can write in there. You feel like you've used your dies in a unique way, and even with that light gray shadowing kind of gives it extra dimension. That Shadowbox look kind of takes your eye in there, that there's something beyond this sort of one layer, if that makes sense. So have fun looking through your dies and seeing what you can come up with there, and different color combinations. We kept it pretty simple with this card. I hope you like that. It'll make a fun, quick birthday card we can have in our stash. Thanks so much for joining me today, and have a great day.